have been told, though, that that has abated and that we are now within specifications for the launch to occur if the launch team is ready to proceed in other areas. This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 9 minutes and counting. The countdown events are now being controlled by the ground launch sequencer from now until T-minus 31 seconds, when we begin the switch over to the onboard redundant set launch sequencer. The ground launch sequencer is part of the launch processing system and operates by relaying commands to the onboard computers, which then report back to the LPS system that the commands have been executed. T-minus 8 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. T-minus 8 minutes, 16 seconds and counting. We have had an order to proceed with the that Houston send the stored commands, which is the final update for antenna management and frequency change. T-minus 8 minutes and counting. As we get to the T-minus 7 minute 30 second point, we'll begin retraction of the orbiter crew access arm. T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. The ground launch sequencer has started retracting the orbiter crew access arm. This is the walkway used by the astronauts to enter the orbiter. In case of an emergency, the arm can be placed back in position within about 15 seconds. T-minus 7 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. Prior to coming out of the 9-minute hold, go was given by all of the various elements supporting, including the head of the mission management team, Bob Crippen. T-minus 6 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Pilot Guy Gardner will be asked to set the switches in the cockpit to the pre-start position for the auxiliary power units, or APUs, at the 6-minute point. This consists of positioning a number of switched and verifying that they are in the proper position, then throwing the 3 propellant isolation valve switches, T-minus 6 minutes and counting. We may have a momentary hold at the 5-minute point because of the heaters. Pilot Guy Gardner reporting pre-start of the APUs is in work. T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds in counting. Mission Control has transmitted the signal to start the onboard flight recorders. At T-minus 5 minutes, the orbiter test conductor will ask Pilot Guy Gardner to start the auxiliary power units, which provide hydraulic power for steering and controlling flight surfaces. 8 seconds away from T-minus 5 minutes. T-minus 5 minutes and counting. Pilot Guy Gardner now flipping the 3 switches in the cockpit to start each of the 3 APUs. Activation is complete. Commander Hoot Gibson has been asked to reconfigure the orbiter heaters for launch. Liquid oxygen replenishing of the LOX tank has terminated. The oxygen fill and drain valve is closed. T-minus 4 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. The residual liquid oxygen now flowing through the main propulsion system and back to the large storage tank to cool the engine system. Guy Gardner reporting APU start is complete. T-minus 4 minutes and counting. The main engine final purge sequence underway and the main engine valves being checked. The orbiter flight control surfaces, such as elevons, speed brakes, and rudders, being moved through a pre-programmed pattern to ensure they're ready for launch. T-minus 3 minutes, 35 seconds and counting. All three engines now being moved through a pattern to verify their readiness and then they will be aligned to their start position. T-minus 3 minutes, 19 seconds and counting. At T-minus 2 minutes, 55 seconds, the start of the external tank liquid oxygen pressurization will begin. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. We have just heard that a weather hold will be called because of TAL sights, and we will hold the clock at 31 seconds. Ground launch sequencer has started to retract should retract the gaseous oxygen vent hood at this point. That may not happen because of the hold. It is retracting. The crew has been asked to check the crew has checked the caution and warning. The clearing is complete. T-minus 2 minutes, 7 seconds and counting. T-minus 1 minute, 57 seconds and counting. The crew has been asked to close the airtight visors on their helmets and start the oxygen supply to their pressure suits. Liquid hydrogen replenish of the external tank is stopped and pressurization to flight level is underway. T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds and counting. The clock will stop at 31 seconds because of a weather hold at the TAL sites. At T-minus 1, the ground launch sequencer will verify the shuttle main engines are ready to start. The liquid hydrogen tank now at flight pressure. T-minus 1 minute and counting. The sound suppression water system now armed. That pre-liftoff water is released at T-minus 16 seconds. SRB joint heaters have also been turned off. Hydrogen burn igniters have been armed. T-minus 40 seconds and counting. External tank heaters to ET to orbiter structural attachments turned off. T-minus 31 seconds and holding. The launch director, Bob Seek, announcing that we have several minutes that we can hold at this particular point. We are in a hold because of weather conditions at the overseas transoceanic abort sites. If we pick up the clock at this point, we would go for auto-sequence start. This is when Atlantis' 4 redundant computers assume primary control of the vehicle. We have a go for launch. We have a go for the launch director has directed to pick up the count. 3, 2, 1, T-minus 31 seconds and counting. We have a go for auto sequence start. The SRB hydraulic power units have started and moving those engine nozzles. T-minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. We have a go for main engine start. 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Atlantis begins another space voyage as it clears the tower.
Throttling down for passage through maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle. Three engines now at 65%. Atlantis been given a go at throttle up. All three main engines back up to 104%. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Three good engines, three good APUs. Relative velocity about 2,900 feet per second. Downrange 12 nautical miles. Mark 1 minute 50, three engines up at 104%. SRB separation. Now 31 nautical miles downrange. First stage performance nominal according to the flight dynamics officer. That call made to the crew. They're now passing through 204,000 feet, downrange distance 46 nautical miles. They've been given a call indicating a two-engine capability to their primary overseas landing site. Now 55 nautical miles downrange. Three engines still up and running at 104%. Climbing at 1,500 feet per second. Altitude 245,000 feet. Nautical miles downrange. Mission Control Houston, Flight Director Gary Cohen polling their positions here in the control center, all reporting to go. Three good engines still up and running at 104%. Negative return call just went up to the crew. That indicates they no longer have the capability to do a return to launch site abort. Atlantis now 167 nautical miles downrange. The press to ATO call just uplinked to the crew. That call indicates should they lose an engine, they would have sufficient velocity to press toward an abort to orbit case. Now 210 nautical miles downrange. The press to MECO call just made to the crew. That call indicates they have sufficient velocity to press to main engine cutoff conditions even if they lose one main engine. Atlantis now passing through 365%. The Group 109 call just made to Atlantis. That call indicates that should they lose two engines, they would have the capability to make their transoceanic abort, landing on one remaining Space Shuttle main engine. Now passing through 366,000 feet. Atlantis now capable of making a TAL landing with one main engine at 104%. All three main engines still up and running at 104%. Downrange distance 365 nautical miles. 14,000 feet per second, the speed. Atlantis now capable of pressing to main engine cutoff conditions on one main engine at 104%, and all three are up and running at the present time. Three good APUs, fuel cells in good shape. Atlantis now 470 nautical miles downrange. Guidance reports good navigation numbers aboard Atlantis as she is now 511 nautical miles downrange. Atlantis has now reached 3G throttling point in her ascent. The main engine's throttling back now. They're at about 94%. .600 nautical miles downrange. Atlantis now passing through 23,000 feet per second. And we're standing by shortly for main engine cutoff. 700 nautical miles downrange. And Commander Hoot Gibson reporting to Mission Control. As we saw the data here, MECO confirmed. We now confirm ET separation, good main engine cutoff. Flight Director Gary Cohen now polling the room to ascertain whether we want to shut the APUs down on time, the auxiliary power units. And indeed, that call is being made to the crew now. They're go for APU shutdown on time. So a very clean ascent for Atlantis. No problems encountered on the way to orbit. No system problems whatsoever to report. We're now 9 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight. Main engines have cut off. The external tank has dropped away. And Atlantis is on her way to orbital insertion.